Alright, what's going on, dudes, and welcome back to Minecraft, where this time we'll be checking out the Starmine mod, which is one of the coolest mods I've had the pleasure of checking out in recent memory. I'm upside down, not a big deal. Just chilling on the bottom side of a star, quote unquote. These cobblestone spheres are structures that will randomly generate in the world when you have the mod installed, and they have their own gravitational field. So the whole backbone of this mod is the idea that you can create these free-floating structures that have their own gravity, and it's really amazing. So when you find these structures in the world, you can build up to them using whatever resources you've collected. But once you get up to them, you will stick to whatever side you're walking on. So if I walk to this side here, then I'm just walking around on the side of it. Or again, if you go to the underside, you will just walk around upside down. And there's the world beneath you or above your head. Or it's crazy. It's awesome. And then if you jump off the corner, weird things can happen. Whee! I love doing that. Woo! And if you get too much momentum, if you have like a smaller object that you built with its own gravitational field, and you get a bunch of momentum and start going into different directions, it can actually shoot you out of orbit, and you'll end up back on Earth. But anyway, that's the basic idea for this. But the reason why it's called the Starmine mod is because if you dig inside of one of these, you will actually find a core that has a bunch of resources in it. So we have some emeralds, redstone, lapis. I'm not sure if there are any diamonds. I assume you can find diamonds in some of them. This is actually a much smaller star than some of the others that you can find, and I'm going to completely lose what direction I need to go into. So let me make it a little bit clearer for myself by digging out a few more cobblestone around here, because as I was checking this out earlier, I just got completely disoriented and lost inside of one of these. Anyway, so you find these, and then when you mine into them, you can get lots of resources. Now, you may be wondering what these yellow blocks are. So these are star core blocks. These are outer star core blocks, and if you mine in a little bit, you get the clear inner star core blocks. And then if we mine in just a little bit more, this block right here is the gravity core, and if we right click on it, you'll notice it has some settings in there. The settings define how big the star is and how far out you want the gravitational field to act. So in this case, the star radius, I suppose, is 11 blocks, and the gravitational radius is 19. So you have a 7-block atmosphere of gravity, so to speak. Now, if you want to get a gravitational whatever it's called, a gravity core on your own, you can find one of these and you can mine it out along with the inner and outer star core. But you can also craft these. So with that said, let's head back out actually, and we'll go down to the chests that I have set up, and we'll go over the crafting recipes and the other extra items that this mod provides as well. So let's have a lift off and escape the gravitational field. There we go, and drop on down to where I've got my chest set up. So down here, I've got a chest that has sort of the core items for the mod, which I outlined before, which are the inner, outer star core and the gravity core. And if you want to craft these on your own, you can do so. The inner star core takes some glass, obsidian, and a block of iron. And the outer star core takes some smooth sandstone, dirt, and a lava bucket. But again, these are mineable from the star with your pickaxe. And then finally, the gravity core is 8 outer star cores with 1 inner star core, and then you get the gravity core. And when you place it down, it starts working as soon as you add a number into each of these. So in just a few minutes, we'll actually make our own little island, or planet, I should say, using the gravity core. But we'll get to that, as I said, in just a few seconds. For now, let's move on into the extras department, which some of these will come into play actually once we've built our own little planet. Those include the gravity controller and the star controller. But as far as recipes go, I can just flash them on the screen real quickly. But I'll get into what they actually accomplish once we start building our own little planet, CaptainSparklez planet thing. Then we have a gravity wall, which I will actually show you in just 1 second, and that's made with 3 outer star cores, gives you 6 gravity walls. Star bed, that just allows you to put a bed down on whatever side of a planet that you're on, and that's a bed plus 3 gravity walls. And then you've got a man bazooka, which is totally unrelated to basically everything, but I can show it to you. And then we've got a navigator, which it's just a fancy looking torch, essentially. So with that said, let me show you both the man bazooka and the gravity wall things. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, gravity wall. So anyway, put down the man bazooka, and if we right click on it here, a better look at it, just looks like some sort of circus cannon. And we're flying up in the air on a squid. Woohoo! And then you fall back down unless you actually want it to move somewhere or dismount in the air or something. So we dismounted in the air. It doesn't seem to be very related to the gravity stuff that the mod is about, but it exists and it's kind of a funny item. So there you have it. Anyway, the gravity walls, these are really cool. So you put them on whatever surface you want and it allows you to walk on it. So I don't know, think of it as gravity or just sticky walls, but what have you. And here we go. Just walk onto it and all of a sudden our orientation is completely changed. If I go into F5 mode, walking on a wall. Would have looked the same if I went into F5 when I was up on the star up there. And how cool is that? You can make crazy parkour courses using this. You can make like a gap where you have to jump over a gap and then you invert all over the place, do a backflip, and it's awesome. But I can just walk through this little thing that I've set up here, and hopefully I don't fall off. Here we go, walking upside down, not a big deal. You can jump and everything because I believe these have a gravitational radius of 1. And there we go. Switch to sideways again, walk up the sideways stairs, and then go back to being flat on the ground. And walk up here, whee, drop down right here, and switch sides again, woo. And oh no, I messed up. I done goofed. Here we go. Okay, and don't mind that. I'm an expert. Experts sometimes make mistakes, and we're back up. All right, there we go. I'm an expert gravity wall walker. But yeah, just the parkour courses you can do with that are just imagination is your only limit there. Okay, so anyway, with the gravity walls out of the way, let's move on into the next box, which again is things that will come into play once we start making our planet, which we'll do in just a second, which are everything that has a star on it is just things that you can place down and they will change their orientation. Just if you place it upside down on the bottom side of a block, it'll be upside down, and the star dirt is what you plant all this stuff on. So yeah, and then finally is an item that I don't know what it does. It has a crafting recipe, don't know what it does. Yeah, not sure what it does. Yeah, I don't know, dude. And then finally, I don't actually know the crafting recipes for these. They're not outlined on the website. If I hit R on any of these items, they don't have crafting recipes, so I'm not entirely sure how you get them other than in creative mode, but they exist, so keep that in mind. All right, let's build our own Captain Planet. He's a hero. Gonna take pollution down to 0. All right, so we need to start off by setting it back to day, just so you can see. And we'll grab, I don't know, we'll just make everything out of star dirt, just so we can plant whatever crops we want anywhere. So let's start up by building up to where we want our planet to be. Okay, and I keep exiting out of fly mode. All right, so we'll make a small planet. It's not going to be anything too crazy. Now let's just destroy the blocks we placed down right here. All right, and we'll use this as the block on which we place our gravity core. So the only inconvenience here is when you're building, you sort of have to leave an opening to access the gravity core if you want to just sort of build your entire planet in regular orientation and then turn on the gravity. So what I recommend doing is using the star controller so that you can remotely access your gravity core and change the settings without having to have direct right-click access to it. That way you can build a planet around it without having to worry about accessing it directly later. So if we want to sync this up, we can right-click on our gravity controller with our star controller, and now you'll notice it has a set of coordinates there that specify the block that the gravity core is on, so that we can then control it remotely. So now right-click on it, and we can actually influence this thing. So we'll do that after we've started building our planet. So let me start putting down some blocks of the star dirt. Now bear in mind, you can put whatever blocks you want around the gravity core. It does not matter. You don't have to have the star cores. Those are purely aesthetics and used in other crafting recipes, but you don't actually have to have them placed around for things to work. So anyway, let's just keep on building around. We could make it out of stone. We could make it out of diamonds. It does not matter at all, but we're going to want to make it a little bit big, just so that we can walk around without the risking being thrown off. So let me show you what I mean by getting thrown off. So if I put the star radius at, it's about 2 right now, and then I put the gravity radius at, say, about 3 or 4, okay, it's going to suck us in, and then if we start walking off the side here, it's just going to throw us out because we don't actually have any blocks to catch us when we walk to the other side. That's the issue there that I was talking about with getting thrown off, is that when there's no block to actually land on, that's going to be an issue. So anyway, let's turn this back down to 0 while we're building. I just turned it up. You'll notice if I extend the gravity radius a whole bunch, it'll actually catch us all the way out here. So you can make these things have a huge gravitational pull, but we don't want that at the moment. Keep hitting +1. Okay, you can do +1 or +5, and you can also impact the shape of it. So you can do a spherical gravitational field, cubic, cylinder, in whatever direction you want. But we'll leave it in sphere for now. It just makes it a little bit easier because gravity actually does behave in a spherical fashion. So anyway, let us continue building this thing out, and we will just we'll make it a little bit larger. And I'm not really good at building spheres, in case you can't tell. I'm pretty worthless at it, but hopefully it will it'll suffice for what we're attempting to do here. All right, there we go, and boom, and almost there. I think that sphere size will work for our purposes here. It's not pretty by any means, but it should function. So, all right, there we go. Now it's pretty nice. So now we'll access the gravity core once again, and we'll make the star radius. I think that's about 3 or 4. It doesn't really matter that much, and we'll make the gravity radius 5. Okay, so now we can walk about on our star. Woohoo! Sideways, and I'm going to take this route just so it flips me before it shoots me off. And now I'm upside down. Woohoo! And now let's go ahead and grab some crops, and we'll plant some stuff on this. It'll be great. All right, so let's escape the field, head back down to our chests, grab a bit of agricultural stuff that we can plant. I don't need all of it. I just put it all in the chest so that you can see all the options that you have. But we'll just plant. We'll plant some of it, and we'll also plant our bed. We'll plant our bed. Yes, exactly. Put down the navigator as well, just so you can see how it looks. All right, let's head back onto our star real quick. And okay, there we go. So now let's we'll start off by putting down the bed. Oh, another thing to keep in mind is the gravity controller is just a thing that you can flip gravity around and knock yourself off of the star if you're having difficulties. So that's just something to keep in mind. Whee! And fall down. All right. But anyway, that's just about all that it's used for. And we're back. Just makes it a little bit easier to get back on or off the star. So let's put down our bed. Why don't we put that down right there? An upside down bed. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. It's ridiculous. And then next to our bed, I don't know, let's plant a tree off of the side, because that'll be great. Let's plant a birch sapling. Give ourselves some bone meal real quick here, and there we go. Just a sideways birch tree. This is cool. Textures are all sideways and everything. It all works. Hold on. There we go. It's a sideways tree. Pretty cool stuff. And then what else can we do? We can, I don't know, let's plant something else. I grabbed put some grass down, and we can put some seeds down. Why not? Here we go. Let's put some grass right there. Put some, actually we're right side up, so let's make it a bit more exciting. Put down some seeds there, and grow some sideways wheat. Good stuff. Sideways wheat is extra tasty, in case you weren't aware. We could plant some potatoes as well. Sure, why don't we do that? We'll plant some potatoes over there and grow those. Nice and tasty sideways potatoes. Those are always good as well. And then if we wanted to, we could put a man bazooka right in the center here, and our man bazooka would take us sideways. Unfortunately, it doesn't go straight back in, but it'll launch you sideways as opposed to straight up and down, just depending upon your orientation. So yeah, I mean that's about it for the Starmine mod. It's awesome. Let's just be honest here. It's awesome, right? I don't think there's much else you can say about it. I think we've covered basically everything there is to cover. Can put down a flower as well. Let's put down a sideways flower real quick, because those are always good too. You know, just decorate the island. And yeah, so that's about gonna do it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, a rating would be much appreciated. Other than that, if you want to find more info on the mod, you can find a link to the forum page in the description. Happens to be on a Japanese Minecraft forum, but still you can find the download link on the page pretty easily. Anyway, other than that, I guess I will see you all next time. Oh, and I forgot to put down a navigator. There we go. It's just, it's like a torch. That's all there is to it. It's exciting. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. All right, I'll see you next time.